Breaker of this world's chain, we adore thee, whom all men love, spotless, taking man's form. O purifier, thou art above the gunas three, knowledge divine, not flesh, thou whom the cosmos wears, a diamond at its heart. Let us look deep in thine eyes. They are bright with the wisdom of God, that can wake us from Maya's spell. Let us hold fast to thy feet, treading the waves of the world to safety. O drunk with love, God drunken lover, in thee all paths of all yogas meet. Lord of the worlds, thou art ours, who wert born a child of our times, easy of access to us. O merciful, if we take any hold upon God in our prayer, it is by thy grace alone, since all thine austerities were practiced for our sake. How great was thy sacrifice, freely choosing thy birth in this prison, our iron age, to unchain us and set us free. Perfect, whom lust could not taint, nor passion nor gold draw near. O Master of all who renounce, fill our hearts full of love for thee. Thou hast finished with fear and with Speech cannot hold thee, nor mind, yet without thee we think not, nor speak. Love, who art partial to none, we are equal before thy sight. Taker away of our pain, we salute thee, though we are blind. Come to the heart's black cave and illumine, thou light of the light.
निरञ्जनं नित्यमनन्तरूपं भक्तानुकम्पाधृतविग्रहं वै ईशावतारं परमेशमीड्यं तं रामकृष्णं शिरसा नमामि। ॐ व्याख्यानकुशलं वन्दे सर्ववेदान्तबोधकं कालीतपस्विनं पूज्यं अभेदानन्दस्वामिनम्। Today we are observing the sacred birthday of Swami Abhedananda Maharaj, one of the 16 disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. On this occasion, let us briefly go through some of the important incidents and facts related to his life. Swami Abhedananda's life holds special significance response to her prayer, as it were. This this son was born, and so he was named Kali Prasad. Kali Prasad means someone who is born out of the grace of Mother Kali. So he was known as Kali Prasad, and he was a very brilliant boy. He attended school in Kolkata, and even in his childhood he heard the stories of Ramayana and Mahabharata, which fired his imagination, and he learned Sanskrit grammar and read many of Sanskrit classical literature even at that young age. And from a book on history of Vedanta, he came to know about Swami Sri Shankaracharya. So Sri Shankaracharya's life inspired him a great deal. He decided that he also wants to he would become a philosopher like Shankaracharya. At that time, he was taking lessons in drawing and painting, and he was faring quite well, and the teacher was also very happy with his progress. But after about a year, he went to the teacher and told her that he would not continue the lessons. The teacher was very much surprised and asked him, "Why, what happened? You have a great future. Please continue." But this Kali Prasad, he said, "No, I don't want to become a painter. I want to become a philosopher." The teacher tried to convince him that becoming a painter was far better than becoming a philosopher. But this Kali Prasad replied, "See, the painter studies only the surface of things, but a philosopher goes deep inside the surface and studies the cause of things. So I want to become a philosopher." So even at that age, he had that keen intellect. Then in Kolkata at that time, there was a series of lectures being held by one professor, one Pandit by name Shashadhara Tarkachudamani. So we come across this Pandit in Gospel as well. He met Sri Ramakrishna. So, Kali Prasad, he attended the lectures of this Pandit, It was on 6 systems of philosophy. He was much inspired, and especially by the yoga system of philosophy, inspired him much. And after the lecture series, he went to that Pandit and requested him to teach him Yoga Vedanta, yoga philosophy. But that Pandit said, no, I cannot teach you, but I know another Pandit, another great scholar, you please go to him. So he referred him to one Kalibara Vedanta Vagish. Kalibara Vedanta Vagish. He was a very renowned scholar of yoga. So this Tarkachudamani referred Kali Prasad to this philosopher, this Pandit. So Kali Prasad went to this Vedanta Vagish and requested him to teach him Patanjali Yoga Sutras. So, but this Vedanta Vagish said, see, I can teach you, but the problem is I don't have time. So I am fully occupied with my studies and writing. What to do? Then he suggested one way out. See, every morning before taking bath, I have oil massage. So in Bengal, that is very common. Before taking bath, they rub oil to the body and then take shower. So I take oil massage. During that time, if you come, you can read the aphorisms, you can read the sutras, and I will explain it to you. So that was the arrangement. So he agreed, and every day he would go and sit by the side of this Vedanta Vagish, and as he go through the oil massage, he will explain the Yoga Sutras to Abhedananda, that is Kali Prasad. That is how he mastered Vedanta Sutra, Yoga Sutras. So, but he was not satisfied with only that much. So he studied Shiva Samhita. Shiva Samhita is a book which deals with yoga. So from that book, he studied in detail about Hatha Yoga, Patanjala Yoga, Pranayama, Raja Yoga. All this he learned, and he wanted to practice this Kechaka Mudra and be immersed in Samadhi. So that was his wish. But thankfully, somebody advised him not to practice any of these yoga exercises without a expert guidance. So you should learn these from an expert, and then only you should practice. So he was asked not to practice anything what he had read. So he started looking out for a teacher who can initiate him into yoga practices. He became restless to find a guru. At that time, one of his friends told him about Sri Ramakrishna. So he said, see, there is a great saint living in Dakshineshwar, Sri Ramakrishna. I guess he will be able to teach you yoga. So when Kali Prasad learnt about Sri Ramakrishna, he was very much eager to meet Sri Ramakrishna. And one Sunday morning, he decided to go there. So he started from his home in the morning. It was a Sunday, and he didn't know where Dakshineshwar is. So he from the directions he received from people as he walked by, he walked towards Dakshineshwar, and he reached there by 11 o'clock. But to his great disappointment, he learned that on that day, Sri Ramakrishna had gone to Kolkata to meet his devotees there. So he was obviously not available in Dakshineshwar. So this Kali Prasad, he had walked all the way barefoot in hot sun from his home to Dakshineshwar, and he was very tired, exhausted, very hungry, and he didn't know what to do. And moreover, he had not informed his parents that he was going to Dakshineshwar. So he was totally confused. And then he sat on the steps leading to the veranda of Sri Ramakrishna's room and began to cry about his plight. Just then, another young man walked to that place and inquired about Sri Ramakrishna. So this Kali Prasad told him that Sri Ramakrishna was not available, he had gone to Kolkata. And he told him about his condition, that he had come all the way, but now he doesn't know how to get back to Kolkata. So the other young man who had come was Shashi Bhushan, so who later on became Swami Ramakrishnananda. So this Shashi Bhushan, he had visited Sri Ramakrishna earlier. This was not his first visit. So he knew Sri Ramakrishna much more. So he put strength in Abhedananda's mind that don't worry, don't worry, you first take bath, have prasad, you eat at Kali temple and take rest, and afterwards you go. In the afternoon you can return to Kolkata. So Kali Prasad did that, and then in the afternoon he told Shashi that he was going to return. Then Shashi gave him such a wonderful advice. You see, you have taken so much pain to come all the way here to Kolkata, to Dakshineshwar. You should not return without seeing Sri Ramakrishna. What guarantee is there that you will get another opportunity to see Sri Ramakrishna? So you stay here, we will see, you see Sri Ramakrishna and then go. Then this Kali Prasad said, see, I have not informed my parents. Then Shashi said, neither have I informed my parents. I too have come, so don't worry, we will stay tonight here. Sri Ramakrishna will certainly return by late evening. He doesn't spend night in Kolkata, so he will return by late evening, and we will meet him, and then we'll return tomorrow morning. So fine. So then in the evening he attended the Vespers at Kali temple. He was very happy. He was filled with peace, seeing the temple and attending the Vespers. And then in the late evening, Sri Ramakrishna arrived by horse carriage, and Kali Prasad went into his room and did pranam. And then Sri Ramakrishna asked him, what is your name? Where are you coming from? All these details he asked. And then this Kali Prasad told Sri Ramakrishna that I want to learn yoga. You please teach me yoga. So Sri Ramakrishna was very pleased, and he said, I am very glad that even at this young age you are interested in learning yoga. I see that you were a yogi in your previous birth. Only a little bit of sadhana was remaining. That is why you are born now, and this is your last birth. See, Sri Ramakrishna, just by seeing him, he understood his whole past. And he said, this is your last birth, and I will teach you yoga. So you rest tonight and see me tomorrow. So Abhedananda, this Kali Prasad rested, and then next day morning he was again called into Sri Ramakrishna's presence, and Sri Ramakrishna asked some more details about his education, and then took him to the northern veranda and asked him to stick out his tongue, and with his middle finger Sri Ramakrishna wrote something on his tongue. So that is the way Sri Ramakrishna initiated some of his disciples. Soon after that, Sri Ramakrishna asked him to meditate. So Abhedananda sat for meditation, and he became deeply absorbed in meditation. And he himself doesn't know how long he remained seated there. And after some time, he saw that Sri Ramakrishna touched his heart and brought him to normal consciousness. Then Sri Ramakrishna asked him what happened. So Abhedananda told him his experience. Sri Ramakrishna was very happy, and then Sri Ramakrishna told him, you should practice meditation both morning and evening, and whatever divine experiences, visions you have, you should tell me. So some other instructions he gave him, and then he asked him to go to Kali temple and meditate there for a while. So Kali Prasad did that, and after he returned, so Sri Ramakrishna asked him to gave him permission to return home, and also told him to meet him as often as he can. So that was the first visit of Kali Prasad to Sri Ramakrishna. Then after this first meeting, Sri Kali Prasad continued his practice of meditation, and he had various visions of gods and goddesses. One day, when he was meditating at home, he saw in a vision that various gods and incarnations, Krishna, Christ, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all these appeared before him, and then they were all merging in Sri Ramakrishna. So this was the vision he had, and he hastened to Sri Ramakrishna to tell him about this vision. And Sri Ramakrishna, hearing that, he was very happy and told him that, see, you have had the vision of Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is the abode of Sri Vishnu. So you have had the vision of Vaikuntha, and from now on you will not see any of gods and goddesses. You have risen to the formless aspect. So your meditation will be of formless nature from now on. So that Sri Ramakrishna said. So accordingly, this Abhedananda, this Kali Prasad, did not have the visions of gods and goddesses from then on. Then, as we know, Sri Ramakrishna contracted cancer, and he was moved to Shampukur and then to Kashipur. These young disciples, Naren, Rakhal, and this Kali Prasad, they all served Sri Ramakrishna. And when Sri Ramakrishna was living in Kashipur, he distributed the ochre cloth and rosary to among 12 of his young disciples. And Swami Abhedananda, Kali Prasad, was one among them. So he received ochre cloth and rosary from Sri Ramakrishna, thus signifying his entry to the monastic life. Then after Sri Ramakrishna's passing away, Swami Abhedananda went with Holy Mother to Vrindavan. In the meanwhile, the other young disciples had banded together and had founded the first monastery in Baranagar. When Kali Prasad heard about this monastery, he returned to Kolkata and joined the monastery. And he plunged himself into sadhana, practicing meditation almost throughout the day, and there was very less comforts in that first monastery because of poverty, but these young disciples never cared for food or clothing or any other comfort. So they plunged themselves into sadhana, and especially Kali Prasad would confine himself to one room and meditate there almost whole day, and spend time in studies and meditation. And that room, the other disciples would had named it Kali Tapasvi's room. So because this Kali Prasad remained in that room. During this time, the Baranagar days, Kali Prasad, because he was well versed in Sanskrit, he composed a beautiful hymn on the Holy Mother. So that this is a well-known hymn which starts with Prakritim Paramam. Prakritim Paramam. This hymn he composed, and he presented this hymn before Holy Mother. Holy Mother was then living at Nilambar Babu Garden House, which is which is very close to Belur Mutt. So there she was living, and this hymn he sang before the mother, and mother was so pleased listening to this, and she blessed him with these words: "May Saraswati, the goddess of learning, be seated on your tongue." So mother blessed him, such a great blessing. So when Mother Saraswati herself sits on the tongue, so that person definitely will not lack any knowledge or wisdom. So having received, this was the secret. Probably Swami Abhedananda could do so much of preaching work in America, Europe, and even in India. So afterwards, he traveled extensively in India, visiting so many places of pilgrimage for nearly 5 years. And then he returned to Alambazar Monastery in 1892. From the monastery had moved from Baranagar to Alambazar, and in Alambazar also he engaged himself in studies. Then in 1896, Swami Vivekananda wrote to the Alambazar monastery, especially to Shashi, asking him to send Sharat, this Kali, to London. Swami Sharadananda, who was working in London, was sent to America by Swami Vivekananda. So he wanted somebody for the Vedanta work in London. So Swami Abhedananda was chosen for that work, and Swami Abhedananda came. And just after a month of his arrival, Swami Vivekananda announced that Swami Abhedananda will give his first lecture on such and such a date in a big hall. So Abhedananda became very nervous. He was not at all prepared for this type of work, and he had not spoken before the people, whether in India or much less in England. So he became very nervous, but Swami Vivekananda encouraged him with inspiring words. So he said, depend on him who has given me, that is Sri Ram Krishna who has given me all strength and courage in all my times of trials and tribulations. So encouraged by Swami Vivekananda, Abhedananda delivered his first lecture, and it was a tremendous success. And Swami Vivekananda was beside himself with joy listening to his brother disciple. And he remarked that even if I perish, my message will continue to be heard through the lips of my dear brother monk. So Swami Vivekananda also blessed him. So after spending a year in London, he came to the US because Swami Sharadananda was called back to India by Swami Vivekananda. So Abhedananda landed in New York and started preaching work. And for the next 24 years, except for a short break when he went to India, he preached extensively in the US and in Europe. After preaching, he was not only a good speaker, he was also a prolific writer. So some of his works, Life Beyond Death, and then My Life Story. My Life Story is his autobiography. Of course, it covers only from his boyhood till 1895 or so, not his entire life. So we have his autobiography. And then his complete works are published in 11 volumes, 11 big volumes. So we can imagine how much of work he has done. And then after preaching Vedanta in America and Europe for 25 years, he returned to India in 1921. Again in India, he did a lot of preaching work. He visited many places. And then he established Ramakrishna Vedanta Mutt, Ramakrishna Vedanta Society, it was then called. Vedanta Society in Kolkata to carry on his work according to his own ideas. This is a parallel organization. It is situated in Kolkata. Even today it exists. So it has a few branches, including one in Darjeeling. So and then in 1937, Sri Ramakrishna's birth centenary was celebrated. So as part of that centenary, a big parliament of religions was held in Kolkata, and Swami Abhedananda presided over that parliament of religions. Also, on this occasion, All India Radio broadcast a 5-minute speech of Swami Abhedananda on Sri Ramakrishna. So it's a 5-minute speech in Bengali, and probably this is the only available authentic voice of any direct disciple. So it is available. You can find it on the internet. So his homage to Sri Ramakrishna on the occasion of his birth centenary. The last 1.5 years, he was practically bedridden with various ailments. But even then, he took part in the dedication of the new temple in Belur Mutt. So Swami Vijnananandji dedicated, and Swami Abhedananda was present in that program. And then Swami Abhedanandji, he passed away on September 8, 1939. September 8, 1939. He was the last disciple of Sri Ramakrishna to leave this mortal world. So he had told his disciples that after he gives up his body, to make a place for him near Sri Ramakrishna. So his body was cremated in the same crematorium as Sri Ramakrishna. It is Kashipur Cremation Ghat, just on the other side of Belur Mutt on the Ganga. Even today we can see the memorial. There is a memorial dedicated to Sri Ramakrishna, and by the side of it there is a memorial dedicated to Swami Abhedananda. So Swami Abhedananda, so a very inspiring life, especially, as I said, to devotees of Sri Ramakrishna in the West. We are much beholden to Swami Abhedananda because of his preaching here. And I forgot to mention that he has visited even this city, Los Angeles, and he has delivered lectures here. So on this sacred day, so let us pray to him for showering his blessings on all of us. Thank you. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.